what is going on? What is going on with women these days? It is absolutely insane. Like, no, but like seriously, like they think they're like Black Widow. They think they're Natasha from Black Widow. We're gonna beat the bad guys. And then they just commit the stupidest acts of arson and terrorism, and they literally get themselves killed. And it is so insane. And I said this, and this is a tweet that got me fired from my previous job, that women untethered from healthy masculine authority, they become hags and psychopaths.
Yeah.
Now,
you got fired for that?
I got fired for that because I said...
Like I've seen worse tweets come out of you.
No, because
I could have sworn you tweeted about the Jews, too. Keep going.
I love the Jews. I love all people. I'm a Christian. But... No, it's because in that tweet I said that the majority of people who were celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk were women, and these were women who are untethered from masculine authority. They have daddy issues. They don't have good families, things like that, right?
Favorite.
And it's true. It's true. So then, women untethered from healthy masculine authority, they can't channel their healthy inner femininity, and then they lash out and they become hags and psychopaths, like truly. And then this is what Renee Good is like. She left her previous husband and then got married to another woman and started playing house and all that stuff. And then she became this revolutionary and started LARPing as this, I'm going to beat the patriarchy and beat Donald Trump. They're the fascists and the Nazis. We're going to beat and punch a Nazi. And then she got herself killed running over an ICE agent. Yeah. And then so all I have to say is like, woman, I love you, but you just got to stop. You just got to stop.
Kingman, to follow up on that point, I know in our country right now, the political divide among men and women is increasing, but it's not nearly as bad as the political divide between men and women in Korea. What do you think we can do politically, socially, to try to bridge these divides? I mean, in Korea, if the men and women don't get along sometime soon, there won't be any Korea left for us. I don't know. Do you recognize those divides, and how do you think we can overcome them?
I think if you actually look at the data, women in America are much more left-wing than the women in Korea. It's just that the men in Korea are just so much more right-wing.
Okay, fascinating.
But it's like most women in Korea don't hate men. If you go to Korea, you're just gonna see couples everywhere. Everywhere you go. Yeah, it's going to be a guy and a girl holding hands, being really lovey-dovey. You cannot escape it, even in the wintertime. Maybe wintertime, the Christmas time, it's romantic, it's nice. But when I was there this past month, there's just couples everywhere. Everywhere, but no children. And that's the problem. Like, they're not getting married because they essentially have the benefits of traditional marriage, right? They spend time together, they're in love, they have sex, all this stuff. But they don't commit to each other because when they commit to each other, there's still this understanding in Korean culture that when you get married, that the woman is the one primarily taking care of the children. But, the women don't want to give up their careers. And then so because of that, they delay marriage and then they delay childbearing. And then so they're just not having children. And if you look at the stats too, that only 2% of childbirths in South Korea are outside of wedlock. Whereas in America, it's like 40 to 50%. So this idea of childbearing is still traditional in Korea, where it's like, okay, if we're going to have children, we need to do it within marriage. But they don't want to have children because it's going to be an impediment to their career. So that's why they delay marriage, they delay having children. So if you look at the gender divide in Korea, it's not like women are out there like, I hate women. And then women are not like, I hate men. And then the men aren't like, I hate women. It's not like that. It's much more like materialistic in nature. It's really, I would say, like exacerbated by the extreme competitiveness of corporate culture and things like that in Korea. Whereas,
do you think it's is it economics?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It is partly economic because the living wages and the wages in general in Korea haven't really caught up to the cost of living. So all things considered, it is still pretty cheap to live in Korea, but the wages are really low. And so there's that component too.
So they're all gold diggers.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Koreans love money.
I'm trying to understand. Yeah. I don't know. Do you think maybe men should contribute more to the upbringing of the children if that's preventing some women from...
Well, I think there's a lot of different parts, and just a huge multifaceted.
You got to figure this out.
Yeah, I know, but I do think one part of it is the fact that Koreans are so mobile within Korea, and then so they can't form communities. Korea has one of the highest percentages of people, of their population, living in apartments. And if you know anything about apartments, you don't really talk to your neighbors typically. People move in and out all the time, and you're isolated. So then if you're isolated from the rest of the world and you're a mother, you're trying to raise your child, but you're like isolated, you don't have help, you don't have your parents, you don't have your relatives, you don't have other people in your life, your friends who can help you. It's very isolating. And then so who would want that in a modern society, to have children and then to raise them up in your own home? And this is actually something we need to talk about in America too, where the idea of the nuclear family, of course, I believe in the nuclear family, but we need to understand that it does take a village to raise a kid, where asking a woman to just be alone with children all day by herself with the children, with no help from her parents, from her siblings, from people in her community, it kind of sucks. Like, she's just by herself with her children. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Yeah, it's just unsustainable. Like, no one lived like that in all of human history. No woman has lived like that. And so if we want to go back to a traditional lifestyle for families and for marriages, then we also have to restructure society and kind of take a step back, press the brakes, and say, wait. The way that modern society is structured, it doesn't allow for traditional ways of living. And I think that that's really exacerbated in Korea, because Korea went from being one of the poorest countries in the world after the Korean War to rapid industrialization to becoming now one of the richest. And so there's a lot of problems there.
We need to send you back to deal with this birth rate crisis, huh?
Hey man, I love Korea, of course. I love America as well.
Be the Korean Elon Musk.
Can you just explain all of this again, but like in Squid Game terms?
But in
Our Korean fan.
Basically, Koreans need to get married, have more children, and
Build houses if everyone's living in apartments.
yeah, no, they just have to go back to more traditional styles of infrastructure and community building and housing, and so things like that too.